Are asylum seekers coming to a town near you? Well, they could be very soon. A small Welsh village with a population of, well, around 1,200 in total, but it's being used to house over 400 migrants in a hotel in Pentre. I'm not quite sure I've pronounced that correctly, it's fair to say, but it's suggested that the Northup Hall Country House Hotel will have around 18 members of staff there, looking after around 400 migrants. You can see from the little map there, so what's coloured in red and purple, right, is people's houses already. So they live on this little kind of compound, a cluster of houses. But it backs on, as you're seeing there, to what would be a large asylum seeker hotel, but not just with the hotel. They're looking at actually putting up containers where people would live as well. So these people, the local residents, one of whom I'm about to talk to now, would be completely surrounded by asylum seekers, all men, who could just walk into their property essentially any time that they like. And joining me now is local residents Banjo and Gina Hamilton. Both of you, thank you very, very much. Great to have you on the show. Look, could you just explain to me a little bit, Kate, I'll start with you, exactly what's going on where you are then at the moment?
So my parents and I live next door, literally adjoining a hotel, and there is an application for 408 undocumented asylum seeker men, all men, not women and children, not families, all men, to be housed for 7 years.
For 7 years. And the situation as well, in terms of just like the geography of it all, Gina, is, as I understand it, there's conjoining walls, isn't there, right, between some of the houses, some of the property there and this hotel. So, I mean, you would quite literally be living in an asylum hotel, basically, kind of.
That's correct. So Kate's house is actually adjoined on two sides by the hotel, and along the back of her house is a low flat roof building, part of the hotel, and this flat roof is easily accessible. Anybody can hop onto it, and from there, as you can see, there are bedroom windows. Kate's family sleep in those bedroom windows. There's a bathroom, so they will be completely overlooked if anybody decides to jump on that roof, which would be very easy to do if you've got nothing else to do, and they will be exposed. And Kate actually has a little girl of 2 years old who uses the bedrooms, uses the bathroom. Yeah, so what you're seeing now is Kate's house, and the black line delineates her house from the hotel. So one side is her house, and the side you're looking at now, that is the hotel, and that is where people will be living, asylum seekers. That's another one of our private properties. That's my house. And then we come back round to Kate's house. Yeah.
I mean,
on the court.
It's ridiculous. So it's absolutely ludicrous. And Kate, as well, you know, just explain again the situation in terms of the local residents, the kind of ages of the local residents that we're talking about here as well, potentially how vulnerable you guys could be to this.
Yeah, we're all extremely vulnerable. So myself, as I said, I live with my parents. My dad is late 70s. My mum is mid to late 60s. I have a little girl who actually is type 1 diabetic as well, so she has a disability. We are up all night, throughout the night. The lights are on, you know, the fear of people just peering through the windows. They could literally rub their faces up against the window. That's how close we would be. We then have neighbours, obviously Gina and her husband David as well. David has suffered from poor mental health because of this situation. It's extremely terrifying to all of us. There's then two other ladies who are in their early 50s, and that's it. You know, against 408 men that will change, even if we had, you know, all lovely people that were staying there for 6 weeks. There's then a refresh of another 6 weeks, another 408 men, and then another and another and another for 7 years. It's over 49,000 men.
I mean, it's astonishing. I think this is probably the most outrageous, genuinely the most outrageous case of one of these proposed hotels that I've ever come across. It's hard to imagine. Well, I mean, you live literally next door to it. You share a wall with it. 408 people potentially about to arrive. Look, just very, very quickly on this one, because I'm going to keep following this story over the course of the coming weeks. There's a decision that's going to be made, I believe, Gina, by the local council. Is that right, at some point soon, as to whether or not this really goes ahead? Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. So planning permission went in because he is planning to put housing modules, so a bit like the shipping containers you were talking about before, to house 256 of the men. They're asylum seekers, but they're all single men. The Home Office references them as between the ages of 18 and 39, so they're all quite young. And the planning decision, I think, might be made around the end of September.
All right. Well, look, we'll keep on top of this, all right, and we'll keep chatting to you. And I really appreciate you bringing this to my attention here. And yeah, obviously we'll stay in touch and we'll just keep following this. I just think it's absolutely astonishing, really, that this is even a possibility that it could happen. But it's Kate Banjo there and Gina Hamilton, local residents. We'll stay on top of that story. Thank you very much, both of you.